Morning, everyone. I'm sitting outside. It is daylight. I did sleep a little longer this morning. Had another great day yesterday. We took at the pool for the first time. It does have a hole somewhere, but it's not affecting while it's out there. It just overnight it sinks a little, so I just have to blow it up again. It'll last for another summer, no doubt. And then it's too bad. I don't know what they did. We had it out for the whole summer, yes, last year, and I guess it just depends on how you take care of your stuff. Well, anyway, it's not bad. It's a very, very slow leak, I can tell. But they had so much fun. Oh my gosh. And again, I guess it is just what it is when that's kind of my summer job right now. Yes, a volunteer summer job. What am I saying? I love just doing all this stuff with them. And goodness sakes, yesterday they were literally just, do I have my glasses? Outside, outside, outside. That's their favorite thing. We ate up on the porch, outside. Yes. All I can say to that is, and so there's always an adult there that, yeah, and children, they're just like that. Hey, Grozy, look what I'm doing. Grozy, look. I'm going, yeah, oh wow, that's great. You really interact with them. And children naturally, no, they're not drawn to TV and electronics if there is something else to do. That's all I can say. 4 children, 4, my older granddaughter here now too. 4 children, all of them exactly the same when it comes to that. Really? That's 100%. That's not, oh, one of them I have a little hard time to get away from, or he's constantly asking. No, 4 of them, 100% prefer the outside. Yes? Just saying. So, where's all the statistics and all this stuff coming from where the adults are saying? Then I have to say, who are you as an adult around children? And what do you do with them? Huh? Yes? I find that to be true with many things. Yes? Anyway, so let's get started. I want to go upstairs. The children are all still completely knocked out. They had such a big day. In the evening, my daughter ended up taking all of them, plus my other daughter with the baby, went to the horse park, and you can take a big long walk there and look at the horses, this and that. And so they did that for about a couple hours after they already. That's just amazing. To me, it's just wonderful. My daughter will be waiting for a long time for my grandson to wake up this morning to go for their run. Training for their marathon. Yes. And they'll be nice and tuckered out. They're just tuckered out in the evening. They're tuckered out and sleep all night like there's not a sound that comes from these children all night long. So wonderful. The garden is doing okay. It's not doing as good as my daughter's garden, but the dirt here, I didn't have enough to bring more over here. I need some good dirt for these. But the plants are doing okay. They're not doing great, but they're doing okay. They're trying to survive. I'll have to just see what happens. Okay. The humidity now has definitely set in here, and it's all right. It's okay. We can deal with it. All right, we're in the book of Tobit 2. It's a super chapter. Well, they are all super chapters, it looks like. The overhead is Tobit blinded. 2. In the reign of Esarhaddon, therefore, I returned home, and my wife Anna was restored to me with my son Tobias. On our feast of Pentecost, the feast of weeks, There was a good dinner. I took my place for the meal. The table was brought to me, and various dishes were brought. I then said to my son Tobias, "Go, my child, and seek out some poor, loyal-hearted man among our brothers exiled in Nineveh, and bring him to share my meal. I will wait until you come back, my child." So Tobias had to be old enough, right? Go out there and look for someone, right? Yeah, he had to be what, in his teens, early teens or something, I would say. "I will wait until you come back." Okay, so Tobias went out to look for some poor man among our brothers, but he came back again and said, Father, I replied, "What is it, my child?" That's so detailed, right? He went on, "Father, one of our nation has just been murdered. He has been strangled and then thrown into the marketplace. He's there still." I sprang up at once, left my meal untouched, took the man from the marketplace and laid him in one of my rooms, waiting until sunset to bury him. I came in again and washed myself and ate my bread in sorrow, remembering the words of the prophet Amos. Oh, that's another minor prophet. Whoa, oh, that's amazing that they're all mentioned in I did not know that. I thought they just had their, this is kind of cool. Concerning Bethel, I shall turn your festivals into mourning and all your singing into lamentation. And I wept. When the sun was down, I went and dug a grave and buried him. My neighbors laughed and said, "See, he is not afraid anymore." You must remember that a price had been set on my head earlier for this very thing. Once before he had to flee, yet here he is, beginning to bury the dead again. Why do people laugh at that? And which people were those? Where are all the other people in Nineveh that, now that they are under the better rule of a king, a foreign king again? That night I took a bath. Then I went into the courtyard and lay down by the courtyard wall. Since it was hot, I left my face uncovered. I did not know that there were sparrows in the wall above my head. Their hot droppings fell into my eyes. Oh! This caused white spots to form, which I went to have treated by the doctors. But the more ointments they tried me with, the more the spots blinded me, and in the end I became completely blind. I remained without sight for 4 years. All my brothers were distressed on my behalf, and Ahikar provided for my upkeep for 2 years, until he left for Elimais. Oh. My wife Anna then undertook woman's work. She would spin wool and take cloth to weave. She used to deliver whatever had been ordered from her and then receive payment. Now on the 7th day of the month of distress, she finished a piece of work and delivered it to her customers. They paid her all that was due, and into the bargain presented her with a kid for a meal. A kid, that's a baby goat. When the kid came into my house, it began to bleat. I called to my wife and said, "Where does this creature come from? Suppose it has been stolen. Let the owners have it back. We have no right to eat stolen goods." She said, "No, it was a present given me over and above my wages." I did not believe her and told her to give it back to the owners. I felt deeply ashamed of her. To which she replied, "What about your own alms? What about your own good works? Everyone knows what return you have had for them." That's the end of 2. Ooh, 3 is such a short. Let's just read the 2 and 3 today, because they're so short, and it seems like it kind of goes on. I don't know why they broke this up into 2. Why not just make, what, so the chapters are longer, or the books longer? Then, sad at heart, so we're in 3 now. Then, sad at heart, I sighed and wept and began this prayer of lamentation. You are just, O Lord, and just are all your works. All your ways are grace and truth, and you are the judge of the world. Therefore, Lord, remember me, look on me. Do not punish me for my sins or for my needless faults or those of my ancestors. For we have sinned against you and broken your commandments, and you have given us over to be plundered, to captivity and death. to be the talk, the laughing stock and scorn of all the nations among whom you have dispersed us. There is a balance in this where he knows why the things are happening, and he seems to, though he's lamenting, accepting, and not, he's not blind to that. And now all your decrees are true when you deal with me, as my faults deserve, and those of my ancestors. For we have neither kept your commandments, nor walked in truth before you. Interesting to find in the Old Testament on how you are responsible for your ancestors' doings, right? Yes, it's true. If one kind of looks in life on the same things that seem to be happening to family members that have already happened in the past, or certain things just kind of seem to be happening continuously, even though a burden we carry from our ancestors when unfinished business, right? And as the descendants, we carry that burden. Yes, and we can restore that burden. Yes. So now do with me as you will. Be pleased to take my life from me, so that I may be delivered from earth and become earth again. Better death than life for me, for I have endured groundless insult and am in deepest sorrow. Now he is lamenting. Lord, be pleased to deliver me from this affliction. Let me go away to my everlasting home. Do not turn your face from me, O Lord. Better death for me than life prolonged in the face of unrelenting misery. I can no longer bear to listen to insults. Immediately to me, in our time, what comes to my mind is, and I don't know how common that was at that time, is suicide, isn't it? Doesn't that come to your mind? He's falling into a depression, and in the way that he's lamenting, right? Yes. Well, just for the moment, and the next day he'll regain his composure, and now I gotta keep going, right? Yes. I think we're allowed, right? Yes, every once in a while, to just to ourselves go, my goodness, what's next? Right? Yes. And do have a little sorrow, pity for ourselves. Yeah. As long as it doesn't get out of hand. Right? Yes. We fall into a pit of depression. Over ourselves, our own circumstances. Yeah, it can become a habit, and then the habit can become a dangerous path of self-destruction. Yes. Is he there? Blind from after he just did what? You know, and then the kind of scorn and the way the people were just treating his willingness to take care of a body, a dead body, one of his people, in a way. And then, what, on top of that, now what, am I being scorned from above too? Well, okay, does it have anything to do one with the other? Why'd you go and lay underneath a wall with, okay, and what, was he looking up, and just looking at the sky, didn't see the birds right above him, poop on him? I'm just saying, a weird one. But no matter what, he turned blind. I find it interesting when his wife got the goat, the kid, right? Yes. Goat's milk happens to be really good for your eyes, to wash out your eyes. Yes. Now, I don't know if it works for blindness or in something like that, but I do know that it works for infections. I've mentioned, I believe, the story before. We had Charlie, the horse we've had now for 20 years, and he came to us as a 10-year-old, and he was kind of kept in, yeah, don't want to say dirt lot, but it was definitely not just grass if there was any. As far as I remember, it was literally just dirt. It was pretty big. I mean, pretty big. Big enough for, okay. And sure enough, I have no doubt when it would rain, this snapped with him pooping and peeing. And so he contracted something that made him, you could tell he was going blind. I thought, man, that's only a 10-year-old horse. So I took goat's milk, and for 3 weeks I washed out his eyes, and they cleared up. Yes, they did. And he's never had a problem since, because of course our animals don't live in filth, or they have so much room, and they're in a healthy environment where the environment cleans itself up, right? Yes? Okay. And he's never I look at his eyes every so often. That's all it took. 3 weeks, every day. I washed out his eyes at least once a day, if not twice. And it worked. Yes. I need to try it out on my own eyes, but I don't have any goats anymore. You gotta have fresh goat's milk. All that I say, sterilized milk or whatever. There's a name for it. Doesn't work. Does not work. But it works for pink eye as well. Yes, it sure does. Well, anyway, so I thought that was interesting. Doesn't trust his wife, it seems like. Or, as I said, it seems like to me that now he's in a deep enough depression that he doesn't even trust the people around him, not even the ones closest to him, who are providing for him, which is his wife doing what she's doing. Yeah? And obviously the people are very happy with her work and give her extra. Why would he assume that his wife would steal a goat? Yeah? Yeah. So it kind of tells us a little bit the state that he's in after he went blind. Yeah. It seems like this is a bit of a lesson as well. When things go well, right? But he was physically fit, obviously, to bury people, this and that. He was really driven, right, to do the right thing, right? When things were kind of good and right and went well for him. Here now, suddenly he's afflicted with something that is seriously infringing him from doing the things that he used to do. And it's immediately, not immediately, like 4 years, right? It's like talking, okay, so after 4 years, no doubt, he's kind of steered himself, no one else, not God, not anybody else, steered himself into a depression. Yes. When things happen. I thought about that actually a few days ago. I said, goodness sakes. I seem to remember myself constantly being in pain over one thing or another, right? Physically. Where I have to say, I don't think I had many days in my life, even in my childhood, where I was without pain. Absolutely without pain. And one thing kind of, as I said, my migraines just suddenly went away. Oh my gosh, that was so wonderful. I was just like, I mean, this is like number one miracle, besides meeting true parents. No more migraines. What is no headaches? Every once in a while, but they're so rare now. It is just that be able to have a clear mind, whereas before, I had to be so careful at certain foods. If I smelled them, whoa, okay, immediately it would start. Um, I dreaded holidays because the holidays are so exciting, and I would prepare, especially after I had started having children, prepare for the holidays, Christmas, Easter, Mother's Day. Okay, I shouldn't be preparing for that, but just all the holiday, Thanksgiving, and I'd be so excited about it. Right? Even as a child, I had the same thing, and I would end up or going someplace special, right? Yes, on vacation, isn't? And I would the day of, I would get a migraine. And it would be, it's such a big, it was, well, didn't, I don't know if it was my excitement that just I have no idea why that was, but it was such a classic. It was a guarantee I'm going to get a migraine just before, and I'll be miserable for a few hours, and then, I'll be all right. But I was so used to it, yes. And since I knew it was coming, regardless of what I did, I just kind of went with it and made the best out of it, yes. Anyway, but I thought of that, and now I was in pain last night. I had to say, one of my knees, though I'm wearing the sleeves all day long and not taking them off. One of my knees, I thought, it's going out again. It wants to do something, and it's pulling all the way up into my hip, or from my hip pulling down, who knows, from my back. My back's not hurting, but it's just, and I thought, one of my legs, how am I going to walk with these children every morning? And I thought, I'll have to just adjust. So if we need a day today when we're not going for the walk, well, so be it, so my leg can rest up for the next walk, right, tomorrow or something. And I woke up this morning, and all right, I'm going for the walk. It recuperated enough, right? Yes, for me to just go, just do it. But I thought, wow, I could, now reading this, where, okay, going blind, where you're really being, whereas you have seen before for so long, that's a great inhibitor. Yes. Though I have to say, my eyes also are not in such good shape. I'm looking at myself, and it's all out kind of blurry. Put my glasses on, and go, oh yeah, there I am. But as long, right, I'll just keep on going. And I suggest that to everyone else. That I feel that due to the fact that we're spiritually so alive, and we are. That's why we think. We can figure things out. We're as a species on Earth, as human beings, we are so unique. Yes, and we can solve things. We truly can. He solved, Tobit solved certain things in his way, and was supported by spirit world doing it. And then, okay, why did you have to lay there? He should have just, in his sorrow. His sorrow was almost as if he wasn't thinking clearly anymore. He was so sorrowful. Yes, there has to be a balance too, just as with love. There has to be a balance. Love within balance. Okay, within balance. So that you can still oversee that your feelings, right, aren't just taking over. Right? Yes? Heart to mind. When the heart to mind, both in ourselves, work together properly, we have balance, even in sorrow. Then we'll still think. Right? Yes? I constantly, with the children here, I'm constantly looking ahead. Okay, I gotta go. Yesterday, pretty sure that I saw the baby, the dog, inside. I don't think she got out. Did she get children going in and out, this and out? Okay, make sure you close the door. Even though we're doing something else, okay, that's in the. Okay, make sure you close the door. Don't let the dog out. Though now, I think she's got it with the perimeter. She has this collar on, where if she goes too far, it'll shock her. And it's great because this dog is, as I said, she'll just take off. She's just, it's a something weird thing, a neurological thing in her mind. Just instead of just going and enjoying and then come back, she won't come back. You can call her, she will not come back. And just runs. Suddenly, oh, now I think she's getting the perimeter. It's great, and she likes it too. Yeah, that's sometimes, that's how you find a solution to a problem, where then she doesn't have to stay in all the time except for going to the walks, right? Or be on a line. Anyway, so though things come our way that aren't so great and always run the way we want, especially when we get older too, we'll just find solutions, right? Okay, how do I incorporate this problem now into the equation? Yes, and that's what we do. We're designed that way. Yeah. Anyway, then you won't fall into a depression or suddenly do things where you go, why? I knew this wasn't a good idea. I knew that. Why did I do it anyway? Yes, because we're distracted. We're distracted and then things happen. Yes. I feel like with all my grandchildren, I'm like a hawk, an eagle. Yeah, with bad eyes. And I watch everything. Yes, nothing escapes me. My grandson one time runs for the ball, though he can hear. No, he's listening. It's not like he's just running out into the street to get that basketball. But I want him to not just listen. He has his eyes to see as well. And I want him to at least stop, look real quick, even though it's all clear, right? And then go for the ball and make that a habit. Is that a good habit? Yes. And so any time he does not do it, and I watch him, I'm going, what did you just do? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you see? You've got to be out there watching till the habit has become 100%. Yes? Then he'll be safer. Right? Just saying. Yep. So I also watched him how to play. I won't let anyone bully anyone, or per se. You know, they get a little into it, this and that, and I'm watching, and someone says, hey, stop. You know, and then, hey, stop. I'm going, how come someone's not stopping whatever's going on? What is it? Which part of stop don't you understand? Right? And I started, when they do certain things, they know full well not to do. Right? Okay, again, a little imp that comes out in them every so often. I said, okay, I saw that. Why did you push her? Why are you shoving? There's no need for that. You guys can go around each other. Down, 5 push-ups. It's working. They were happy to get their allowance too. The beginning of this week. Yes. Oh my God. Oh, look, guys. And the youngest one got a little bit more because she did do a little better. Anyway, that's all I have to share this morning. Just to all the people out there, right? Tobit is a great tool for God. A great tool. A great advocate for God to do the right thing. Yes, even if you had to do it kind of behind people's back so that he would in his family stay safe, which then didn't work out either. But so what did God do? All right. Was it okay for those sons to kill their father? No. But anyway, so that changed again for the better for Tobit after another king came to rule. But he fell into a depression, it sounds like. Whereas before he was blind, things didn't bother him, that people were laughing, this and that. He just did it anyway. After he became blind, he also became resentful. Yes? Yeah. We carry the burdens of our ancestors as well. So sometimes it's not us that has, we have to remember that. We're restoring things. For whom? Trying to. Take care of some things. Don't do. Do and don't do, right? Certain things. And then that's better for whom? Our descendants, our children, our grandchildren. They'll still have to work on some things as well. But if we take care of some of that, how do we do that? Simple thing, again, I've already said what one could do more, but the simplest thing is get up in the morning, say the Lord's Prayer for your ancestors, yes, yeah, and for your descendants, yes, and you are right here in balance, and ask for forgiveness and forgive while doing that. That's a good start, yes. Anyway, and won't take more than 5 minutes. All right. Ooh, there is an egret flying overhead. There's lots of them here. Nice to see these big birds flying. Just, you know. And there is definitely a robin that has a nest here and flies in and out. And every time I come out, it gets kind of a little upset. But I think over time we'll get along just fine. That's all I have to share this morning. I know the children are going to get up soon. My daughter, I know, is already up. There he goes. Sorry. I'm in its way. And, well, anyway, so another day, another beautiful day. Figuring things out. Sometimes you have to just go also around people rather than go through people, right? Yes, that's what you do. And get, well, you're standing in my way right now with things that need to be done on the other side, so rather than just shoving you out of the way, I'm just going to go around you and continue on. You know? Too bad you're going to be back there until you realize that you're being left behind, or that whatever some people are trying to do isn't going to work on people like me, because I just walk around them, because, well, I hope eventually you'll follow. Right? Yes, that's what you do too. And we pray for them. That works too. Right? May Heavenly Parent bless you, protect you, and embrace you with love. And I will talk to you all tomorrow.